Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love in Action. So wonderful to see your faces. The purpose of Love in Action, Love Scoops, Loop of Awareness, and also the integrity cards, playing with the integrity cards, is to give you more choice, to give all of us more choice in how we use our attention and how we choose in general, to give us more choices. So I want to share with you first some of the fundamentals of the loop of awareness, because loop of awareness is the quickest way to refresh yourself, to connect more deeply with you, but also to connect with others. So what I want you to do to begin with is just to simply close your eyes and open your eyes. Just close your eyes and open your eyes. And notice how easy that is. You're just closing your eyes and opening your eyes. You probably don't even think about it because your eyes blink, lots every minute. But if you actually give attention to it, notice that it's very easy, just simply to close your eyes and open your eyes. So letting your shifting of attention just be that easy. And the basic function of shifting your attention is that you unkink your energy hose, but you're also able to expand your point of view and your choices. So what I'd like you to do now is to just simply turn your attention to outside of you, and then turn your attention to inside you. So giving attention out and then giving attention in. And notice that that can be very, very easy. So you can do that even while you're listening to me, because while you're listening to me, your attention might be going to my voice. But what if you listened to me and you gave attention to your breathing? So just play with that you're listening to me and you're noticing your breathing. And then you're listening to me and you're noticing a body sensation. And you're listening because you want to know what to do next. And you're giving some attention to somebody else on the call. I'd like you to just give attention to one of the other boxes, one of the other Zoom boxes. And what I'd like you to do is notice something about that person that you appreciate. And then I'd like you to appreciate that same thing in you. Whoa, we just took a big leap there. So noticing somebody else, somebody maybe that you don't know, and then just noticing something about them that you appreciate, and then giving attention to you and appreciating that same thing in you. And then noticing one of the aspects of attention is that we have attention habits. And so the loop of awareness is also to do what scientists call pattern interrupt. So notice, like one of my habits is I have a kind of laser beam. So when you're looking out, let yourself just try that on, laser beaming. So you're kind of zooming in on something and zoom in on something out there, like across the street, if you're looking out the window, into somebody's room, if you're looking at all of the Zoom windows, but you're kind of going zzz. Now, what would happen if you let your attention right there just fan out? Like a camera where you're opening the aperture. And let yourself play with zooming, since we're on a Zoom call, zooming in and expanding. And notice how you can do that. And then turn that to you, zooming in, like zooming in to your belly and your diaphragm and noticing what's moving there. And then letting your attention expand out And then zooming in to another body sensation in you, and then expanding that out. Beautiful. So let's just play a little bit with looking out with a real focus and then softening to expand your focus. And just notice, for me, that refreshes my eyes because we do most of our attending with our eyes. And notice what happens if you let yourself expand your breath while you're expanding your vision. So letting your in-breath be nice and fluid and your out-breath be flowing. So you're also getting that sense of you can focus in very intently and you can expand out. And then let's play with the pace at which you use your attention. Because first of all, most people aren't aware of that they have any pace in their attention at all. But notice what it's like to let your attention move very, very quickly like a ping pong ball. Ka-chink, 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 ka-chink. So focusing out, focusing in, focusing out, focusing in. When I do that too fast, it makes me a little dizzy. So notice what the impact is for you when you're using your attention very quickly. So you're turning your attention out, you're turning your attention in. You're turning your attention out. I notice if I go too fast, I stop breathing. And so I lose awareness of myself. So notice what happens for you when you let your attention go very fast. And also when you're letting your attention go out, let it go you just to noticing all kinds of things, but not really quite landing, sort of like bumblebee attention. And for me, this is what happens if I let myself get caught on social media. There's just another thing and another thing that's going, oh, me, grab me. Oh, me, I've got something. Oh, this is really more important. Oh, we've got 5,000 people paying attention to this. Why aren't you here? So notice what happens to you when you're letting your attention go out really fast. So for me, I lose my breath, I start to get a little dizzy, and I lose a sense of me. Now, what happens if you're giving attention to you like a flyby attention, where you're noticing something, then you're noticing something else in you, and you're just letting it kind of bumblebee around in you? Like you're noticing your feet, and then you're noticing your breath, and then you're noticing a body sensation. So for me, when I go too fast, that's where I lose. Now, shift to letting your attention move very leisurely. So you're letting your attention just kind of call you. What's calling your attention from outside? Ooh, I'm seeing flowers across the street that I didn't notice were blooming. And then leisurely floating back to you. This is more like butterfly attention, where it's roaming and then landing. And let yourself play with going even more leisurely, spreading out into time and letting your attention come into you. Settle there, drink a little nectar, shift out. So playing with the aspect of time is going to have so much influence on your ability to presence yourself. When you're going a certain pace, which we call essence pace, you can be aware of outside of you and yourself as well. So shifting your attention is also a quick way to find your essence pace. For me, shifting my attention, interrupting my attention patterns, it feels really valuable. And I like to do that several times a day. So just take a moment right now in the middle of what we're doing and check and see if you've refreshed yourself at all. If just simply playing with attention in these various ways has given you more of a sense of flow inside, more of a feeling of your own vitality or your aliveness. You may become aware, like I'm noticing Sherry yawning, you may notice what you're like, oh, my body's telling me, hey, I'm feeling a little tired here. I just got, Gay got his second vaccine on Saturday morning, and I got my first, and I basically spent the whole weekend sleeping. You know, my body just going, no, time to sleep. And, you know, I could have gotten up and doing a lot of things, but noticing that my body was integrating this brand new organism and it needed time to rest. And so if I'm giving attention to me and I'm listening, playing with speed is going to allow your body to give you messages about what's going to really support your well-being. So let's play with another aspect of loop of awareness, which has to do with if you use your attention delicately or forcefully. So I'd like you to let your whole body get very light, as if you were floating a balloon out into the world and noticing there's a little telescope on the balloon and it's noticing various things. What's it like to let your attention land really lightly on something out there? Like I've had the experience of standing in the front of my house and I'm using my attention very, very lightly so that the other animals hardly know I'm there. And I've had hummingbirds come up and come this close to me and just start humming at me. So you become available to other life when you're letting yourself not clump around like a bull in a china closet. So when you let yourself now turn your attention toward you with that kind of delicate hummingbird, noticing where in your body would like a little bit of just gentle attention, and let your awareness land on that part of you, like you would be putting a scarf around you, or you would be putting a gentle arm around a part of you. And when I do that, I notice my body wants to respond to that. It's kind of like my cats when I'm petting them in a place that they really like, but they want to go a little bit more over here. So if your body's going, ooh, a little bit more over here, let yourself go ahead and listen to that quality of attention that your body is wanting. And I find that wakes up my movement, which then takes me into the inclination to do love scoops. So notice that your nourishment is all around you, and that we usually think of love scoops as being very delicate. We can start that way by gathering love scoops and then bringing them in any place in your body. I'm going to give a little bit of attention to my right arm where I'm still feeling a little sore up here where I got my little patch. Ooh, and it's a little warm. That's interesting. So my right arm is warmer than my left arm. So these are the kinds of things that you can discover when you're giving yourself that kind of attention. And then letting yourself love scoop, gathering up love, and let yourself just send it out to your neighborhood, gathering up love and first letting it pour over you, and then gathering up some more and let it whoosh, confetti out to your whole neighborhood. And then bringing it back to you. And you can also use your attention with a lot of strength. So you can send out, I really want you to feel my support. I really want to feel my support. So playing with simply shifting your attention and letting yourself receive love scoops as much as you give them let yourself receive them. And you can get love scoops. Like I was standing in line at the farmer's market the other day, and this little girl behind me who had on this great mask, she had a mouse mask on top of it, so she had a little nose and whiskers, and she looked up at me. And even with my mask on, I could tell that she could tell that I was available to play. So when you're doing, and we had this wonderful little exchange of noises and sounds, in the middle of the farmer's market. So when you're doing shifting of attention and love scoops, it makes you more available for these moments of connection, of being together, of celebrating each other. So that's what I wanted to share with you today for Loops and Scoops. And I'm going to just pause a minute and appreciate those of you who are only here for Loops and Scoops.